Hi guys, good morning. Yeah, so basically what I think a lot of us are feeling now, very, very clearly, like a pealing bell, is that we simply don't want to be here anymore. This place is become unbearable to us, because when you're this awake that you really, really see it, as in like, wow, it really does get unbearable. Like the fact that, and I don't know if this is the case in America, I think it is in some places in America, but especially in northwestern Europe, so that's Holland, Germany, England, France, places like that, Sweden, where we all live in a grid, on a grid, and it's like a fucking gulag. It is. Life is a gulag. This is a concentration camp. There's no doubt about it in my mind, because it's like you get a row of badly built, cheap houses with small rooms, badly proportioned. Walls are cardboard, you know what I mean? So you hang a picture and the nails just come out of it. It's like Tiki-Taki, you know that song. Was again, little boxes on the hillsides, like that. It's like that. That is it. That's just how we live. So you get a row of these little boxes right next to each other and on top of each other, and there's people in a grid formation, right? And in those houses live these OPs that are policing each other at all times, and everybody's spying on everybody else, and everybody's thinking, oh, you mustn't upset the neighbours, and you mustn't say this, and you mustn't do that. And you can't wear that, what will the neighbours say? Or things like, oh, must keep up with the Joneses. My advice is drag them down to your own level. Oh, that's not an original, but I think it's pretty good. It's all that. The fact that you now go and whenever you go to your bank, you're told to, oh, hurry, get your fucking money, get out of the way. You insignificant nothing. It's nothing to do with security. Nothing to do with that at all. The whole idea of security is just another sign that this world is seriously fucked up, because, yeah, anyway. You know, like today, I need to do the food shop again. The whole Brexit thing is gonna apparently 20% more expensive. Everything's gonna be a shitload more expensive, which is ultimately what it was all about. Because and the Donald Trump impeachment, if you find that you care about this, Donald Trump's impeachment, or his orangement, or bananament, or applement, then you need to go somewhere into nature and scream for an hour, and I don't know, knock your head against a wall somewhere for half an hour, and you'll start to feel differently about it and realise that it's all a dog and pony show and a complete lie, that it doesn't matter. Because I never believed that he was the saviour, because I don't believe in authority. I think authority is the enemy. Always has been, always will be. We do not need authority, people. Well, then again, you do in a world that's filled with organic portals, because of course they are constantly manipulated and possessed, walk-ins, by the forces of darkness, and so they do dreadful things. I mean, you're never going to find, say, for example, a sold serial killer. Someone like, say, I don't know, Jeffrey Dahmer or Ted Bundy. That is an organic portal possessed by a malevolent entity. I remember after the 9/11 debacle, when we had Dickie Cheney and Colin Powell. Do you remember? What a name, Colin. Hello, my name is Colin. Oh, I've got a bit of diarrhea today. Like, why would you name your child Colin? Wow. Why don't you just call him asshole? Anyway, never mind. But you know, all that shit was going down, and there was that woman, what was her name again? That black woman, but she wasn't black, but can't remember. But they all looked profoundly evil. Every time I look at Zbigniew Brzezinski or Prince Philip, or Henry Kissinger is another one, they look evil. They are possessed. These are meat suits possessed by evil entities. Because I'm looking at it and I'm like, whoa, you're just pure evil, aren't you? And I've met people out and about, not often, but every now and then I'll meet somebody and it's like, whoa, you're evil, because I can feel it, you know. And it's like, right. Anyway, here I go again. Off topic, really, because what I wanted to actually talk about, you see, because when I talk about this stuff, especially the walk-in theory, and again, we have no proof, we have no evidence, we have only theories. That's all we have, which is very annoying at the end of the day. Most people still sit around, troll the internet for theories that they then choose to either believe or disbelieve, and if they believe them, they then repeat them, that, oh, this is what is happening, yes, this is the truth, which is bullshit, you don't know. The most that you can say is, well, I have a feeling this could be happening, this could be true, I don't know, I have no proof. But no, it's like, this is the truth, because David Icke said it. There are people with slit pupils, there's no doubt about it. I've seen it myself. In fact, I was in a shopping centre not that long ago, and I was walking from one shitty clothing line outlet to another one. I had to be there, and I needed to be there. It was really shit, but I had to, because I needed something. And I was just walking, and there was this guy who just looked at me, and his eyes were just all wrong, and there was such malevolence. It was shocking, actually. It was like, whoa, wow, woo. Man, oh man. So I don't know, is that a reptilian? It could be. Is that a walk-in? It could be. Walk-ins are basically, you know, like in the Matrix, where an agent can download himself into any Matrix inhabitant. And I think that this is quite possible. But again, we can talk about the intricacies of our reality, and I think it does warrant attention. I do believe that. But I think we also need to remember to focus on our mission, on really figuring out what our mission here might be. And I'm beginning to feel it. I do. And I feel that we're actually discovering it now, because what's actually happening here, like what happened for me, was it's that part of us that is being so utterly traumatized. I've spoken about it before. It's just like insane with the pain, but it's more than that. The hate and the rage are incredible, just incredible, because of everything that's been done to us, right? Obviously, everything that we've been through. And then there's the other side of, you're a powerful creator being, and you came here to reset this whole shit show. You came here to sort this stuff out, because this is all wrong. You came here, you were meant to come here, you were meant to be here, you are meant to be here, and you are meant to sort this out. But for that to happen, you need to step into that power. And I think a lot of us are having major trouble with that, because there is a part of us that is so wounded that it's unable to trust or commune with our true self. It doesn't trust our true self. It's convinced it's going to be stabbed in the back. And so it's choosing to stay in the darkness of powerlessness and victimhood and hate and rage and I want vengeance but I can never have it. You know, all that. In fact, everything we've felt for the last couple of days. And so that is where we are at the moment. That is the part of us that needs healing the most, because it stops us from going into the light of our power. I feel, I could be wrong, but that's what I feel. There's a great deal of resistance there, and it is perverse, because obviously by choosing to stay in the dark, it experiences perpetually the hurt that it so much seeks to avenge. It's like, whoa. And the true self here is saying, hey, can't you see what you're doing? It's like, no. So anyway, but this has to spin out, and healing this, I think will take time. It will take time, and it will take persistence. Here's the thing. Over the last few weeks, I've been more and more convinced within myself that this whole thing is a virtual reality, and that we are in fact not even really here. It's as if, you know, these games that you used to get, and they probably still do, where you don a suit and you stand on this pad and you're in this virtual reality. Or, you know, you're playing a computer gaming. You have an avatar which goes into the game. That's us. That's what we are. We are avatars, right? And we are in the game, but we actually exist outside of the game. Now, I'm not saying this is a game. Don't take me literally. I'm using this language only because I don't know how else to put it. But I don't mean to say that, oh yeah, this is a computer game or this is a simulation, because I don't actually believe it. Not like that. That's just the way we think in mundane reality, and so I don't really know how else to put it. But like when you go into a virtual reality, you don that personality of the avatar, and that avatar has a history, i.e. your past lives, your current life, your experiences, and the world that you insert yourself into has a history. This is what happened, that is what happened, you know, whatever, the fall, the trauma, the betrayal, you know, all the psychological wounding, all the gaslighting nonsense, everything, all of it, everything that we've experienced is part of this fake reality, this virtual reality. You see, I remember, and maybe it's just a figment of my imagination, you know, I don't know, I have no way to prove it. But I remember being told by this panel of people, I was being told there that, well, we will allow you to go in, but you're very young and you're somewhat inexperienced, so we would really rather you didn't, because it's very difficult, it's a very hard one. And there's me going, typical really, because I am a bit like that, very impetuous. No, I want to go. It's like, oh, Anika, really? But anyway, I did. And so I came into this reality. And my people, as it were, and I know this all sounds really, like when I watch YouTube videos of other people making claims like that, I tend to go, yeah, right, oh, you're so full of shit. And here I am doing it, and it's like, but I told you guys I ain't gonna pussyfoot around anymore, you know. I'm not gonna worry about so much what other people think, or rather I'm gonna worry about it, but I'm not gonna care that I'm worried about it, because fuck it, right? It is what it is. I could be wrong, I could be right, whatever, yeah. But this is what I feel, this is what I remember, and it resonates with me very strongly. And it's like they were there and they were saying, hey, you can go, but it's gonna be really, really difficult. You're really not ready. And maybe that is why it has been so difficult for me. Maybe that's why it's been so difficult for you guys. You know, maybe we're similarly impetuous type of souls, and we're here and we're like, oh God, I wish I had. Right. And that's why we keep thinking about wanting to go home, because this is all fake. It's a virtual reality. It's a thing that we came into, and it's not real. None of it is real. We actually haven't had any past lives. There actually was not any World War II, and it's all fake. This isn't real. And these people, they came to me, this is months and months ago, and they said something along the lines of how they knew how difficult this has been, and not to give up and to stick with it. And they put something in my here, and they said, you belong. And now I can make anything of that. I can think, oh, it means this, or no, I'm being gaslit. But if it didn't feel that way, it felt really, really good, and it gave me a great deal of comfort at the time, because I was going through a really tough time. We came here, and we've been really, really traumatized, we've been through it all, and it's been really, really difficult and really, really hard. Now we're at this point where we realise this is really bad and really wrong. Now, why would we be here realising that this is really bad and this is really, really wrong, and feel it and understand it and know it in that typical gnosis way that we have of knowing it? If we were powerless victims, no, there would not be any point. You could say, well, that's what the Archons like to do. They want you to wake up so that you suffer even more and they can feed off your louche. I don't believe that. I think we came here to do a job, and I think ultimately the greatest hurdle we face is the dark side telling us that you're trapped here forever, you're worthless and you're powerless, and that is exactly what we've been feeling, the fallout of that. The hate, the rage, you're all powerless and there's nothing I can do, and it's going to go on and on and on, it's never going to get better. When everything that we need to sort it out already lies within us. It is here, it is our true self, and that's where the power lies. And that's why this has to be healed, so that it is able to take those tiny baby steps toward trusting the true self, towards union, reunion, because in that, I think, lies the reset. Only reset can happen when our shadow remains in the dark. We've done a lot of talking about organic portals and how they behave, increasingly erratic, increasingly aggressive, increasingly malevolent, antagonistic. Yes, I think that's all part of the game, as it were. It's as if it's because that, I think that is really what we're dealing with. We're dealing with a hive type of mind, a virtual hive mind, similar to the Matrix in a sense, but not quite, that reacts to us, avatars. We are avatars, we are sold, we exist outside of this reality, outside of the game, right? So it's reacting to us because we are awakening now to extremely high levels, as it were, right? And it seems as if the game follows suit. It makes itself more challenging, definitely. But I think there's more to it than that, though, to be fair, because I think there was a time where we just simply wouldn't have been aware of the things that we are aware of now, and so it looks as if the world is a damn sight worse than it's been before, and in some ways it definitely is. But there is the other nuance of, well, actually all that shit was happening then, but you were asleep and you didn't see it and you didn't feel it. It was below your radar. But now you see it and you feel the vibration of it and you know what it is. And it is a shock to your system. And I think that's very much the case as well. It's like everything is grey and we're blue, we're the blue people, and we are here and we're like, and yeah, it does react. The system, the hive, it reacts, it does. But I've noticed that it can also react in benevolent ways. It isn't all malevolent, it isn't all dark and evil and it wants to kill you. There is benevolence too. And I do believe with all my heart that the darkest part of our shadow, which is what we've been experiencing, I feel, I could be wrong again, but I feel it is. The darkest part of our shadow, in a sense, has a influence. We have an influence on what I call the field, which is this virtual reality. And I think the darkest part of us does tend to create, externally seeming, threats and attacks and sort of like that. Because it seems it's continuously doing this risk assessment and it's seeking out evidence that it is right. So, look at that. Because this happens, that proves that I am right. That proves that we are powerless victims and we're stuck here forever. It's doing that on a continual basis, looking for evidence that it is right, looking for reasons not to trust the true self. You see? And the true self is there, continually saying, it's all right, you are safe, it's safe to trust, it's safe to come home to me. Together we are powerful, together we can create resets. And the darkest part of the shadow is saying, I don't fucking trust you. I know you're going to betray me. You want me to trust you so that you can stab me in the back. That's what it's all about. It's all a gaslighting operation. It's a carrot on a stick. It's about getting me to turn the corner after corner after corner, and yet you never deliver what you say you will. And so it keeps looking for reasons not to trust. And when you're looking for reasons that evil is all-powerful, then you will find many things that you will interpret accordingly, you see? There you go, see, there you go, see, there you go, see? And it's funny because the mainstream media capitalizes on that, you know, in a big way, because that's why you never hear any good news. You only ever hear negative news. You only ever hear fear-drenched, putrid shit from the mainstream media, because they know full well that there is a part of your psyche, the darkest part of your shadow, is doing that risk assessment operation, seeking out proof that evil always wins. It does that. And so it's there. There you go. There you go. There you go. So when you then, because when you're doing that, you become aware of that, and you know that you can't really stop. Like in the last few days, it's been like, whoa, my God, I can't shift this. It's because we're not meant to shift it. We have to feel it to heal it. We have to acknowledge that the reason my shadow is doing this is because of all the trauma that I've been through. The trauma that we have been through, but actually in a way haven't been through, because we were never really here. It's a bit of a paradox, but there we go. And so that has to be healed, you see. It's there, it's saying look there, and it's all, you know, and at the same time the true self is witnessing and holding space for that to happen, saying, well, there has to be a healing here. And I understand that you can't trust. I understand that you're looking around this reality, seeing all the evil, and all the distortion, the ugliness, the concentration camp-esque nature of this reality. Yes, and think that it's real. You are really here, and there's no way out, and evil's going to win. And you've been really wounded, and you feel like you're never ever going to be able to trust me again, and yet that is what will happen. I feel that is what the healing is all about. It's about that reunification within us, within our psyche, you know, within our soul. And I think that is the point of reset, basically. Yeah. So we are avatars in this virtual reality. And I feel we did choose to come here. I know it's hard to believe because you're there thinking, but it's because you're still there in the darkest part of your shadow, because I'm still there in the darkest part of my shadow. And believe me, I'm really feeling it as well. The fear, the rage, all of it. But when you're feeling it, it's no longer stuck in your subconscious. And I think that's a very good thing. It means you're actually healing. I think we will get to go home, people. You know? It's all about acute self-awareness, acute introspection, doing the work, and realizing that yes, this virtual reality and the hive, which is what the OPs are, they are like a hive. It does react and respond to us in a myriad of different ways. Some of them profoundly malevolent, some of them neither here nor there, some of them you have like the trickster element, some of them even benevolent. And it all depends on where you're at with your consciousness, because when you're in the darkest part of your shadow, you do seem to attract and manifest a lot of nasty shit. I know that, because that's how that's worked out for me. So maybe that's just the way it is for me. I can't say it is that way for anyone else, actually, obviously, but it is that way for me, because when I'm in my true self, I seem to be able to manifest some good shit, some good stuff, definitely. And I have noticed this over the years. So when we're going through the great healing, which we are now, experiencing the darkest part of our shadow, truly intense, what happens is that shit will go down in our external worlds. So, like I had that weirdo in the shopping centre giving me that really weird lizard stare. That was just all wrong. Or that weird muffled explosion thing. The guy in the computer shop PC world, I call it feces world, who was just disdainful and weird. The cash machine thing, just other things, just like what the fuck and wow and ooh and oh, and none of it good, all of it just like that, but all of it fitted perfectly with what the darkest part of my shadow believes and wants to believe, perversely. That's how it is, and yet I could also feel the presence of my true self, clarity, crystal clear goodness there, saying, it's alright, yes, experience that, feel it, allow yourself to be triggered, because that is what brings up the pain and the hate and the rage and the vengeance and all of the stuff that needs to be purged out. So it's a very strange experience, this, people. It's very strange, and I do what I do, you see, I think about it, I introspect, I examine everything, I keep records, I think, I use my mind, and we have good minds, people. You know, we really do. Yes, there's the dark mind, but there's the light mind. The true self has a mind, and the shadow has a mind. It seems very complicated, but we are perfectly capable of navigating our way through this in such a way that we fulfill our quest and achieve reset, which is what needs to happen here. We need to take the proverbial hammer of Thor and smash this. Yes. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean just destroy it and that's it. It could be, like what I see happen is a reset. Because I think this is a kind of school, basically. I do. I think it's an education of some sort. We're meant to take the raw materials of this insane asylum and make it into paradise again. Somehow. But hey, I could be wrong about that. You know? That is what I feel. And I felt that way for quite a long time. So we are in the great healing where the dark side that lives within us, our wounded self, says that we're screwed and there's nothing that can be done. And I'm never going to trust again because I've been gaslit and abused, and I'm never going to trust anything. There is only evil. And we know that's not true. And yet, when you go through a healing crisis, a Herxheimer reaction, you're in it. And that's what an eclipse is. Obscure, obscure, obscure. That's how it is. That's the truth. We're all fucked. And it's all about purging and healing and bringing up all the shit. Bring up your dad, and then the true self emerges again and you gain that clarity, and wow, you get more insights. I was taught years ago, all will be revealed, and that has turned out to be true, because I've had many revelations. My gnosis has increased exponentially throughout this. And the things that I tell you, I don't say them lightly. I think carefully before making a video and telling you these things. It doesn't come from a place of ego or bombasticness, you know. I tell you it because, yes, and because I've experienced it, or because it genuinely has been with me for a long time, consistently, intuitively, as a gnosis. So that's it really. This is a virtual reality and we are not actually here. The fall, therefore, never really happened. The past lives never really happened. And yet, we have experienced it. Our avatar has experienced it. We have been in the game, but the game is not actually real. It's just like when you're playing a computer game. You're sat in your chair in front of a computer, right? And you have your avatar in the game. And there's all these organic portals. And your avatar has to go through a series of experiences, and your avatar has had all these past lives, and your avatar was there when the fall happened and all that trauma was incurred, and your avatar has the shadow and the inner demons that must be healed and seen and acknowledged, and your avatar has to go through this quest. Your avatar, you're playing that video game for a reason, aren't you? And so you have to do this to reach another level. Until you reach your destiny. Quest over, game over, go home, done. And I think the idea is to give us a thorough, in-depth grounding in being creator beings, because that is what we are. And this is a kind of school. Maybe it's a kind of like university, you know, like we're doing a master's or something, or a doctorate. Yeah. But that's just my feeling, and I'm not saying it is the truth. I have no way of proving it, but that's just my feeling. And I've felt this way for quite a long time. I also get a deep sense of immense, unconditional love. It's a very potent and powerful feeling that surrounds me, and that's been there with me these last few days that have been extremely hard and taxing emotionally, you know. It's been incredible, and I know a lot of you felt it. But that sense of, even that sense of there is absolutely no sin and you've absolutely done nothing wrong, if you can forgive yourself, if you can say, okay, I can stop beating myself up, I can stop punishing myself for these perceived mistakes, because I actually did that because I was really wounded. If you can do that for yourself, then you're good to go. That's it. For there is no judgment, there is only infinite, unconditional love. And you are loved. You are loved and loved and loved, and you are valuable and you are precious, and all will be well. You will fulfill your quest, you know, because we will not be allowed to come to actual harm in such a way. There is protection somehow, because otherwise they would have reached out to me the way they did, and they were there, and they were like blue swirls, so very strange, like an indigo color. Yeah. And it was all about, it's alright, it's okay, we're here, we're watching over you, we're with you every minute, every step of the way, and it's going to be alright. Yes, you did say, yeah, you were very, it's true, and now you're kind of, now you think, I overshadowed, can I come home now? Bit too difficult, you were right, I was wrong, shouldn't have done it, I wasn't really ready. And they said all that to me, sort of, and then said, but you belong, as in not that I belong here, but that I belong there with them. That I'm not actually really even here at all. I went and bought a box set of The Twilight Zone, you know, the ones they made in the 80s, because that resonates with me so much. So I'm going to spend a few days watching that stuff, you know. There's a reason why people like us are so interested in the strange and the unlikely and the weird. and why so many organic portals just aren't. All my love to you, all people. You know, we have a few more days to go for that what's it called, eclipse. So just lie low, people. Avoid shopping centres. Avoid shopping centres. Just don't avoid yourself. Be with yourselves, people. That's it. Be with yourself, you know. And know that whatever you're feeling, you have every reason and every right to feel it. You're healing. You're getting saner by the day. And that's what it's all about. You know? We will get to go home. We will fulfill our quest, our destiny here. We won't fail. We're not going to be allowed to get lost and to fail or anything like that. It's not going to happen. Something powerful and ultra benevolent is with us. And it's not God or anything, you know. It's not above us in any way. It's not authority, really. Imagine it's like your family, right? It's with you and it loves you. That's it. It's really more like that. All this hierarchical bollocks is just, that is the game. That's the virtual, and it's not true. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there today, people. Yeah, just look after yourselves, and you know, just whatever. I don't know. Just do what feels right. Just go with that.